it's Yas. I just watched your Zed video. I think he's only a hard counter for lower elo players. He can be quite predictable. Yas, you're right about that in that Zed is actually a lot more fair and Zed is a lot more fair and tuned at high MMR. And so we don't really balance Zed as much around high MMR. We tend to have to balance him around low MMR. And we tend to have to tune him to be slightly weak to account for the fact that when he's strong, he gets really, really highly banned by low MMR players who tend to be frustrated about him and don't generally understand the weaknesses that high MMR players can like do about him. Because like if his W's down, he's a lot weaker. You can dodge his Q. His ultimate's very telegraphed. There's a lot of things that especially high elo players can do to exploit Zed, especially in the laning phase. But with low elo players, they just don't have as much of an ability to do that. Like, as an example of this, one thing that low elo players tend to be bad at is gauging cooldowns. So, as an example, if you're really good and you play against the Zed lane, you'll see him use his W to say farm, and you'll be like, oh, it's down, I'm gonna go murder him, right? Because, like, how is he gonna get away from you? How is he gonna dodge your spells? How is he gonna use his W to go in on you if it's down, right? Whereas a low MMR player, they're gonna see him use his W, and they'll be like, oh man, that was OP. And then they won't really take advantage of the fact that it was down. And so characters that are cooldown reliant tend to be pushed towards lower MMR players tend to like have a harder time abusing cooldowns. Lower MMR players have a harder time like abusing like a character who has energy costs, things like that. Yeah.